What's up, everybody? It's your boy Life of Tone back with another video for y'all today. Another Change the Narrative podcast episode. If I get to go to God, when God up to right now, God will open the door, pay way for all you guys, and closing doors need to be closed in order for new doors to be open, for new avenues to be better than you were before. In Jesus' name, we pray, Amen. Today's video is on Change the Narrative. You don't become the narrative, you change the narrative, make the narrative your own. And today's Change the Narrative podcast episode is on the lack of sensitivity towards death of others. And how can we fix this, bro? And I'm recording this on a Saturday. I'm recording this on the day of the 11th anniversary of my grandmother's passing. My grandmother passed, well, the 11th birthday she's had since she's passed away. Also, more recently, the passing of former Washington Commander / Redskin football team quarterback Dwayne Haskins, and also 3 weeks out of the death of DMV rapper Gunu. So a lot of things are going through my mind as I talk about these things, and when I think about death, bro, and how much it affects me in a ton of ways. I used to be very, very, I must say numb toward death, but I used to be very positive about it. Hear me out here. So, in the Bible it says when you pass on to a much better light into the afterlife. And I always thought that, hey, man, if you lived a good life and you lived the commandments and you lived your life to the best of your ability through God's teachings, you're going to heaven. So when my grandmother died, I wasn't as worried, you know what I'm saying, because she was a very, very God-fearing woman. And I wasn't worried about her too much, right? But, a guy like Gunu who rap about ops and this and that, I'm a little worried about him on his passing. And I don't know how he was behind closed doors with his family and anything like that. Only God knows. But I'm definitely concerned about Gunu's passing into the next world, which is the afterlife. But that's not here nor there. So that's my old thinking about death. Now with this new thinking, it's like I do feel sad for these people that lose their life, but at the same token, I just pray for salvation for them. And that's something I need. That's something I kind of want to work on and continue to work on. But the people in this world are so desensitized to death. They look at death as something that, it's naturally going to happen. We're all going to die one day. That just comes with life. But with life comes death. But at the same token, it's like these comments that Gail Brandt made today about Dwayne Haskins' death, blaming his draft party, and if he stayed in school longer, that he wouldn't die, that he would have enough sense to not walk on a freeway or something like that. Just disrespectful comments. Also, the fact that, the whole Gunu situation, people being a little desensitized to this man's funeral, especially his family. No offense to his family, but to have a funeral at a nightclub, and it kind of what they like to call Satan's house. I guess you want to say Jesus' house is the church, and Satan's house, quote unquote. I'm not gonna say it is what it is, but it's the nightclub, right? Or let's just say, I'm not say Satan's house because that's kind of I think that's for actual Satanist people. But let's just call the nightclub the getaway from righteousness. That's the way I'll put it. So to get away from the commandments and righteousness of God, and also something for you to cut loose at and take your mind off things in a human sense. It's a human escape valve. But a lot of things happen in nightclubs. People fornicate in nightclubs. People get shot after nightclubs. You know what I'm saying? People die after nightclub appearances and things of that nature. Fights happen. Blood gets shed. Things of that nature. So sometimes you go to the club, nothing happens. You go party, you dance with a couple of females, whatever, walk out. But sometimes in nightclubs, these things do occur. So in a place where these things do occur, and then a nightclub that they had it at occurs more than normal, I think that's desensitizing death a little bit to me, because you're supposed to have his body in God's house, either at a synagogue or people, if he was Muslim, wherever they worship at, or a church if he was Christian, or if he was Buddhist, whatever his house of God was, have his body there and let him be able to rest peacefully. You know what I'm saying? Instead of having it in a club. And I heard that was his wishes from his family, so I'm not gonna dive too much more into that. That is what it is. But this whole Dwayne Haskins thing, though, it's just sad, bro, because both these dudes were 24 years of age, Gunu and also Dwayne. And Gunu was living the street life, option this and that, but Dwayne was living that kind of life. He was an NFL player. I know, I saw his career too much. I don't want to talk about it. He just died. I don't want to talk about that too much. But he had a rough patch in the league. He was trying to go ahead and rebound from that rough patch he had in Washington. Very briefly, I'm not talking his career too much. In Pittsburgh. And I truly think in my right mind that he was maturing enough to where he was going to fight for that starting job with Mitchell Trubisky and Mason Rudolph. And I think he could have won that job. I really believe that because he looked more mature now. He seemed like he was more ready to take that next step and be a better man. And same with Gunu too, because he said, "Hey, I don't do drugs no more. I'm trying to be sober." And it seemed like every time these people of, let's say, higher stature that we put on a pedestal, they have a rough patch or whatever, and then as they rebound from that rough patch, right, they just pass away. Shout out to Tonight Jake for that's a great point that people make. But instead of people talking about that, when they talk about that person's life as they pass on to the next life, we talk, oh, he used drugs, he was doing ops and this and that, or he went to the strip club or whatever, da 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 da. Or he got cut from Washington because it was foolishness, or he got shot because he ran up on went to a party, something like that, da da da. All these things that are not positive things. Let's talk the things that Mr. Morrow, which is Gunu, and Mr. Haskins did well in life when we talk about their death. Because Adam Schefter had a very, very disrespectful tweet saying he struggled in Washington and Pittsburgh. Da, da, da. Don't talk about that man's career where he just died. Just say former NFL quarterback Dwayne Haskins had just passed away at the age of 24. He was a loving son, husband, and teammate. May his soul rest in peace and send condolences to his family. Keep it like that. And if you had good memories about him when he played, you can use those. That's fine. But don't be desensitized to death where you just talk about the negative things that people go through their life. That's just not a good look to me, honestly speaking. We need to be more sensitive about death. So this is how you fix it, right? People that Adam Schefter and Gil Brandt just need to be canceled. Get them the hell out of it. They suck. Also, when you have these homegoing services, have them at the right spot and make them very, very private. For Gunu's side of things. Now for Haskins and the comments people make, if you have nothing positive to say about this man's life when he dies, don't say it. Just don't say it. Just keep your mouth shut and shut your face and get your mom right. You know what I'm saying? So that's how we can fix it. Talk about people much more positive light that had this higher stature. Also, talk about things they were working on before death. Like when we brought up Gunu, we could talk about, hey, and I'm at fault of this too. So I'm gonna blame myself as well. I can talk about how he was getting sober and how he's becoming a better person and how he gave it up when they ran and robbed him. He gave it up. I did talk about that, I think, as well. And he didn't want no smoke. He wanted to keep his life going and keep going for his family. And he wanted to, hey, I'm gonna rebound from a watch and a chain. Ain't nothing. I get that back. I buy another one in school. But these people just took his life instead. So it's just, we got to be more sensitive about death here. And it's just sad. It's got to be more sensitive about death, man. We got to pay more respect to the people that die, especially these people at higher stature where they, people tweet about it and things of that nature. And not just talk about the negative things that happen in their life, but the positive things that happen in their life, shout out to my homie, I forgot who his name was, but not homie, but like he's someone that I'll talk to on Twitter every now and then, and he posted the video of Dwayne as like a 10-year-old, and his dad asked him, "Hey, how you look at Dwayne?" And Dwayne was like, "I'm gonna go to college here," and he pushed for that dream and achieved that dream. So shout out to Dwayne Haskins for that. We got to get more condolences and more peace to these people's families as they pass away and things of that nature. So I don't want my life to be talked about in a negative light when I die. So I'm sure other people don't want the same thing. So let's not do that anymore, guys. Let's desensitize. Let's not desensitize ourselves from death. Be more sensitive, be more cognizant, and be more sympathetic. That's all I ask y'all to do, man. Like, comment, subscribe, join in, like, gang. If you ain't done so, take it easy, man. Love y'all. All remember, when that bad, put that work for it though, and also do not become the narrative. Change the narrative. Do not walk that Broadway path everyone walks. Walk the narrow path. Take the other way. Don't go the way that everyone wants you to go. Go the other way. Stand out. Change the narrative, guys. We must change these narratives. In order to do so, we must start taking the narrow path that not everyone wants to take. So until then, peace, love, and blessings. Your boy Commander Tone sign out. Life for Tone channel. I tell you, have a great rest of your day, rest of your evening whenever you're watching this video. Peace, love, and blessings. Y'all stay blessed. Love y'all.